with me, Vandana, and today we are going to dive deep into my IELTS essay, Mastering IELTS Essay series. And this is the very first lecture in my series, and let's get started. Let's dive deep into it. So let's see what we have on the agenda today. Alright, so we are going to cover the basics of the writing module. I'm going to give you a quick overview, and then today I'm going to tell you what not to do in the IELTS essay. Let's get started straight away. Alright, so the very first prompt here, the very first bullet point here is about the timing of the writing module. Now, how much time do you get for the IELTS writing test? Well, you get 1 hour to finish your IELTS writing test. Now, in this 1 hour, how many number of writing tasks do you have to do? Well, there are 2 tasks. आपको 2 task finish करने पड़ेंगे इस 1 घंटे में. And what exactly these 2 tasks are? Well, let's first talk about time allocation. And then I'm coming back to the 2 tasks that you are going to complete in this 1 hour. Now, coming to time allocation, out of 1 complete hour, it is recommended that you keep aside about 25 minutes for your writing task 1. Yes, 25 minutes for your writing task 1. Especially अगर आप academic IELTS student हो जिसको कि writing task 1 में report लिखने को मिलेगा, you should have at least 25 minutes in your hands. 20 may be challenging. So for academic IELTS aspirants, your IELTS writing task 1 is going to be report writing. But your IELTS writing task 2 is going to be essay writing, and that is exactly what we are diving deep into today. What about general IELTS aspirants? देखो, task 2 तो आप दोनों के लिए same होने वाला है, चाहे आप academic IELTS exam दे रहे हो या general IELTS exam दे रहे हो. Task 2 is going to be essay writing. Task 1 for general IELTS aspirants is going to be letter writing. This is for general IELTS aspirants. Alright, now let's talk about word limit. See, today we have only essay writing on the agenda, so I'm going to now only dive deep into essay writing things. Okay, now coming to the word limit, the minimum word limit is 250. Now, आपको IELTS essay writing में minimum 250 words लिखने हैं in about 35 minutes, since you are going to keep aside 25 minutes for your report writing. So, आपको 35 minutes में minimum 250 words लिखने हैं, that is minimum. Now, here is the thing. अगर आपने exactly 250 words लिख दिए, you are not going to get a high score. अगर आपने less than 250, if you are writing fewer than 250 words, then it's going to be a terrible case. So we need to write little more than that. Somewhere around 260 to 280 is usually considered ideal limit. But please understand, a lot of times I am asked these questions by my learners that what if my essay is going beyond 280 words? What if I'm writing somewhere around 290, 300 words in my essay? Is that okay or not? Let me tell you, that is absolutely okay given 2 conditions. अगर आपका essay 300 words पे पहुंच रहा है, so it's totally acceptable, but okay, I have got this. Okay, so it's totally acceptable if there is no fluff in your essay. 300 words लिख दो, पर उसमें fluff नहीं होना चाहिए. What do I mean by fluff? Fluff means फालतू की चीजें नहीं लिखनी है. Right? That is number 1. Number 2, 300 words लिख दो, but there should not be any repetition of your ideas. There should not be any repetition of your ideas. Number 3, 300 words पे जा रहा है ऐसे, no problem, लेकिन language wordy नहीं होनी चाहिए. No wordiness. Wordiness क्या होता है? If you can say something in 15 words, you are still using 20 words, जान के word limit बढ़ाने की कोशिश कर रहे हो, examiners को समझ आ जाती हैं ये चीजें. So don't do that. फालतू में word limit बढ़ाने की बिल्कुल कोशिश मत करना. दैट बिकम्स वर्डी. सेंटेंस वर्डी अगर हो गया तो ऑटोमेटिकली पॉलिश हमारी राइटिंग से नीचे चली जाती है. Moving on now to the weightage. Weightage means writing task 2, that is essay writing. इसको weightage कितनी दी गई है? How much weightage is given to writing task 2? So it contains somewhere around 66% of the total writing module. What does that mean? It means आपका जो 33% band score, for example, if you are scoring somewhere around 7 bands, let's say in the writing module, then उसका 33% आएगा writing task 1 से, 66% आएगा उसका writing task 2 से. In simple language, a major chunk of your writing band score is going to come from essay writing. इसीलिए essay writing ज़्यादा important है. But does it mean that you can get your required band score by only mastering essay? Not at all. अगर minimum 6 bands भी चाहिए ना writing module में, you will still have to master both task 1 and task 2. Mark my words, दोनों को ही prepare करना पड़ेगा अच्छे से. But let's dive deep into essay writing today. So this was just a little bit of overview. Now let's understand the marking criteria. That means marking criteria means examiners को कैसे खुश करें कि वो हमें अच्छा score दे दें. Let's understand quickly in simple language. Okay, now what happens is you are going to be given 4 different band scores on each of these criteria. What are these criteria? Number 1, टास्क रिस्पॉन्स. आपको इस पे अलग स्कोर दिया जाएगा. आपको कोहेरेंस एंड कोहेजन पे, लेक्सिकल रिसोर्स पे, ग्रामेटिकल रेंज एंड एक्यूरेसी पे, इन चारों क्राइटेरिया पे यू विल बी गिवन 4 different band score and then their average will be calculated and that average will be your overall writing task 2 band score. So how to do well on these 4 criteria? What exactly examiners' expectations are from you? So coming to task response, here examiners are going to see simple language में without going in a lot of technicalities. अगर यहाँ पे ज़्यादा अच्छे से score करना है, what you need is you need relevant ideas. Number 1, you need relevant ideas. अगर आइडियाज़ ही रेलिवेंट नहीं है ना हमारे ऐसे के, देन इट्स गोइंग टू बी अ लॉस्ट कॉज. फिर तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम होने वाली है. सो वी नीड टू जनरेट रेलिवेंट आइडियाज़ एंड दैट टू वी नीड टू डू इन अबाउट द इनिशियल 2-3 मिनट्स. वो जो 35 मिनट्स है ना ऐसे राइटिंग के, उनमें क्या करना है? इन दीज 35 मिनट्स of your essay writing which you have kept aside for essay writing, क्या करोगे? Will you only write the essay in these 35 minutes? No. You need to divide these 35 minutes in 3 segments. In 3 segments. So what I would personally do if I am taking the exam, I would spend about the initial 2-3 minutes in analyzing my prompt. ये बहुत important है. इस स्टेप को अंडर एस्टिमेट कर दिया तो बहुत गड़बड़ हो जाएगी. यू नीड टू एनालाइज द प्रॉम्प्ट. एनालाइज के टाइम पे क्या समझोगे? यू विल हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि क्या जनरल टॉपिक है और क्या उसमें बारीकियां हैं. व्हाट आर द इंट्रिकेसीज? दीज IELTS essay topics are not like school essays कि इंटरनेट के ऊपर पूछा है तो वट एवर यू नो अबाउट इंटरनेट यू आर राइटिंग दैट ऑन अ शीट. इट इज़ नॉट लाइक दैट. यू विल हैव टू जनरेट absolutely specific ideas. So question की बारीकियां समझना is very important. That is why it's recommended that you spend about 2-3 minutes, initial 2-3 minutes on understanding the prompt intricately and brainstorm ideas, generate relevant ideas. This is what is required of you to do in the first 2-3 minutes. In the last 2-3 minutes, it is required for you to check your essay for any grammatical errors, for any spelling errors that you might have done. That is it. And that will leave you with somewhere around 29 minutes in your hands to write the complete essay. And trust me, if your ideas are jotted down in rough, then it's no big deal to write a decent essay in 29 minutes. 29 minutes is going to be super sufficient. All right, coming back to the task response criteria, what did I say? You need to have relevant ideas उसके अलावा क्या चाहिए? मान लो मेरे ऐसे में मैंने 5 से 6 रेलिवेंट आइडियाज लिख दिए. लेट्स इमेजिन आई गॉट एडवांटेजेस एंड डिसएडवांटेजेस essay type, and I have written beautifully 3 to 4 advantages in one paragraph and 3 to 4 disadvantages in another paragraph. Will I get a high score? Not in the least. It's not only a game of writing a list of ideas. You have to develop those ideas. आपको explain करना पड़ेगा. And again, mark my words, this step I am marking it as a star step. इसके बिना तो बैंड स्कोर ऊपर जाने वाला है ही नहीं. जितने मर्जी डिसेंट आइडियाज लिख दो, इफ दे आर नॉट एक्सप्लेन्ड, then the score is not going to go up. In simple language, that's your task response. Of course, इसमें word limit and all that is also added. They will see whether you have written a minimum of 260, 250 words or not. Second criteria is coherence and cohesion. What exactly this is? If I am the examiner, I am taking a look at your essay, according to coherence and cohesion, मैं क्या देखूंगी? I will see the flow of your language. अब ये flow क्या होता है? What exactly flow is? Flow means क्या आप abruptly एक sentence से दूसरे sentence पे jump कर रहे हो, or your one sentence is leading to another sentence. If you are jumping abruptly from one sentence to another, then no, you are not going to be given a good score here. If you are writing entire essay in one paragraph, again, no, you are not going to be given good score. You need to have logical paragraphing. Flow के लिए क्या करना है? Step number 1, you need to have logical paragraphing. For that, follow the structure, and we'll understand the structure also in great detail in the coming classes. But for today, how will you ensure there is good flow in your writing? You need to ensure logical paragraphing. That means random paragraphing नहीं होने चाहिए. What do I mean by random paragraphing? बहुत सारे paragraphs मत बना देना. 8 से 10 paragraphs बना दिए अगर, that will go as random paragraphing. At the most 5 paragraphs are okay. Moving on, what else can be done? और क्या कर सकते हैं हम flow के लिए, so that our sentences are well connected with one another? We need to use linkers here. Linkers in simple language. Connectors. Words like although, however, therefore, this is because, to give reason, so that one sentence is leading to another sentence. They are very well connected. अब linkers के लिए problem क्या हो जाती है? The moment we say use linkers, then I get to see these kind of essays all the time where students are using linkers in every single sentence. पहली बात तो वो हर sentence में linkers use कर लेंगे. Secondly, every sentence begins with a linker. अगर आपका हर sentence linker से start हो रहा है, that is not natural use, वो robotic use माना जाता है. And this is written in the band descriptors also, that draws attention, that does not look natural, and that takes down your score rather than taking up. So if you are using linkers, you will have to use them flexibly and judiciously. Flexible usage क्या होता है? Flexible usage means sometimes use these linkers in the beginning of your sentences, sometimes use them in the middle of your sentences, sometimes, if possible for you, use them in the last of your sentence, and sometimes just skip them if they are not needed. There's no hard and fast rule कि हर sentence में use करना है. Please use them flexibly only when they are required. Don't forcefully use them in every sentence. The next one is lexical resource. This means vocabulary in simple terms. Now, IELTS essay means we are writing strict formal language here. And sometimes I get to see essays which have WhatsApp language in them, which is heartbreaking for me. खून के आंसू रोने का मन करता है when I see this kind of language. What kind of language? Sometimes when you guys, not all of you, some essays I get to see wherein if students say that government's various officials in the government are doing blah blah blah, लिख के दिखाती हूँ what do I mean. So I get to see these kind of essays. If students have to write governments are, then they would write like this, governments are, and then the rest of the sentence. Please ऐसे मत करो. Please don't write WhatsApp language here. This is IELTS exam that we are talking about. आपका क्वेश्चन पेपर सेट किया जाता है कैम्ब्रिज यूनिवर्सिटी से. They have high standards. We can't write informal language here. You can't write words, slang words like gonna, wanna. Please don't use them. You can't write informal words like etc. भूल जाओ, जब तक एग्जाम हो रहा है etc को तो भूल जाओ. If you get an essay on children, can you use kids as your synonym? Absolutely not. This is informal. So the very first thing you need to understand about vocabulary is you are not going to use informal terminologies here. Secondly, it's not even recommended in the writing module to use contractions. Contractions क्या होता है? For example, if you have to write cannot, then you can't write this word can't. आप can't नहीं लिख सकते. You have to write the whole word that is cannot. Among other things, these are some things, some basic things about vocabulary that you have to keep in mind. Moving on to the fourth criteria, that is grammatical range and accuracy. Now, of course, it's a language proficiency test. Grammar तो check होगी ही होगी. But grammar में क्या देखा जाने वाला है? They are going to see whether you have written error-free sentences or not. That is accuracy for you. But range क्या है? What exactly range is? Range means examiners को variety of sentences दे दो and they will be happy. कैसी variety? You need to use complex sentences. You need to use compound sentences. You need to use passive structures. And you need to use simple sentences also. There are some other structures also that we'll talk about in the coming classes, but this is the bare minimum. These four structures are the bare minimum that should be there in your writing module, in your essays. That is about the marking criteria. आगे बढ़ते हैं, and now let's understand what are some don'ts of IELTS essay writing. Let's talk about some things कि क्या नहीं करना है हमें अपने IELTS essay में. So the very first point over here I have got for you is stating personal examples. पढ़ के देखते हैं पहले. So the question is, some people believe that working from home is good, whereas others believe that working from office is better. Discuss both the views and give your opinion. The question is on working from home plus working from office. And now let's read a paragraph, a body paragraph that I have written for you here. I'm saying there are some who favor working remotely. That means not going to office, working from home. This is primarily because it eliminates the need to travel to the office every day, thereby saving time, money, and energy. The saved time can be more effectively utilized for productive tasks. Additionally, professionals working from home tend to achieve a better work-life balance as they usually have flexible working hours, ensuring they spend sufficient time with their families. Consequently, many of them develop strong familial bonds. For instance, I share an incredible relationship with my family because working from home allows me to spend time with them. What do you think about this paragraph? It's very decently and nicely written, isn't it? But the goof up here is that personal example where I am telling my own story. आप अपनी कहानियाँ नहीं बता सकते examples में. Don't start talking about yourself. Don't start talking about your cousins, neighbors. अपने भाई बंधुओं की कहानी नहीं बतानी है. अपनी कहानी नहीं बतानी है examples में. You need to generalize those examples. फिर से देखते हैं यहाँ क्या गड़बड़ है. For instance, I share this I is doing the goof up here. I share an incredible relationship with my family because working from home allows me to spend quality time with them. ये सारी गड़बड़ है यहाँ पे. कैसे ठीक करेंगे इसको? We need to generalize the example. Generalize करने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा हमें? Generalize करने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? I की जगह we will take something else. For example, इस example को हम कैसे change कर सकते हैं? We will say, for instance, it is generally seen that many working professionals, I नहीं, Many working professionals share a great bond with their family members since they get to spend sufficient time with them. So मैंने I की जगह क्या कर दिया, मैंने I की जगह ले लिया many working professionals, as simple as them, I mean as simple as it. And मैंने me की जगह क्या कर दिया, मैंने me की जगह कर दिया them, as they are able to share sufficient time with them. Let me show you the corrected paragraph. Okay. Right, so here we have the corrected paragraph. Okay, I think here we have. So it says, for instance, it is generally seen that many working professionals who work remotely have harmonious relationships with their family. As simple as that. Just in place of what I have now taken, I have taken many working professionals. As simple as that. That was your don't number 1, which was don't use personal examples if you want a high score. If you want to touch 7 or go beyond 7 in the writing module, don't give personal examples. And now let's see what is don't number 2. All right, so we are going to write. Next one says not taking a clear stand. What does it mean? इसका क्या मतलब है? What is a stand? It is your position. And आपकी position means आपका opinion. So जब आप clear opinion नहीं लिखते हो अपने essays में, वो सबसे बड़ा blunder है, सबसे बड़ा blunder. Trust me. When opinion is asked in your essay, you have to take a stand. You have to take a clear stand. Let's see यहाँ पे मैंने कैसे आपको समझाया. Let's read this. So the question is, some people think that money should be spent on protecting endangered species. Endangered means जो लुप्त होने वाली हैं, which are close to extinction. Endangered species, while others think it is a waste of valuable money. What is your opinion? So they are clearly asking for your opinion. Let's see कि मैंने ये introduction paragraph लिखा है और मैंने ये introduction paragraph कैसे लिखा है, what I have done over here. I'm saying some individuals believe that funds should be allocated to safeguarding species that are close to extinction, whereas others argue that doing so is a misuse of vital resources. उसके बाद आता है मेरा opinion. I'm saying, in my opinion, it depends on how people and governments want to utilize their finances. इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब है कि गवर्नमेंट जाने और लोग जाने, उनका काम, उनको अपना पैसा कैसे खर्च करना है, डिपेंड्स ऑन देम. मेरा कोई ओपिनियन नहीं है. आई हैव नो ओपिनियन. So this kind of statement is a goof up. You can't do that. So you need to tell whether according to you, government should spend money on safeguarding species or whether they should not. आपको clear stand लेना पड़ेगा. आप ऐसे नहीं कह सकते. It depends on governments and people of respective nations what they want to do with their money. You can't ever say that. Let's see इसके correction में मैंने क्या लिखा है आपके लिए. All right, so the same question, same paragraph, यहाँ पे opinion statement पढ़ते हैं. Here I am saying, in my opinion, it is essential in the present times to save such species by investing resources, as their survival is vital for maintaining ecological balance and biodiversity. So मैंने बहुत clear stand लिया अब. Now I am telling that yes, of course, government should spend money. I could also have said that no, definitely not, government should not spend money on this cause. That would also have been perfectly fine. All we want is your opinion. आपका ओपिनियन क्या है उस पर कोई नहीं जज करेगा आपको. They are only, examiners are only going to judge on your language skills. But yes, take a clear stand. Sometimes I use this word blunt. When it comes to taking a stand, when it comes to giving your opinion, be absolutely blunt about it. Yes, blunt about it. Take a clear stand. As simple as that, because ये star है आपके essay का. So the second don't was not taking a clear stand. वो नहीं करना है हमें. Let's see the third one now. Okay, using crammed language. Crammed means रटी language. ये क्या होता है? Let's see. Let's read the question. There seems to be an increasing trend towards assessing students through exams rather than continual assessment, what are the advantages and disadvantages of this development? So advantage disadvantage ऐसे है and exams के ऊपर है. Let's read how I have written my introduction paragraph over here. Now I am saying there appears to be a growing shift towards evaluating students through exams instead of ongoing assessments. There are several benefits and drawbacks of this situation which will be discussed in this essay. Now this kind of statement I see all the time which is written by so many students and this is wrong. Please ऐसी statements मत लिखो that there are many advantages and disadvantages of so and so which will be discussed in this essay. ये रटी रटाई language होती है. This is crammed language. कैसे है ये crammed language? Let me explain. अगर आपको एडवांटेज डिसएडवांटेज ऐसे किसी और टॉपिक पे आ गया, लेट्स इमेजिन दैट आपसे पूछा जा रहा है व्हाट आर द एडवांटेजेस एंड डिसएडवांटेजेस ऑफ वर्किंग फ्रॉम होम. टॉपिक चेंज कर देते हैं, ये एग्जाम का है, टॉपिक चेंज कर देते हैं, वर्क फ्रॉम होम की बात करते हैं और क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं व्हाट आर द एडवांटेजेस एंड डिसएडवांटेजेस ऑफ वर्किंग रिमोटली. अब भी तो ये स्टेटमेंट जाएगी, क्वेश्चन चेंज हो गया, अभी भी तो ये स्टेटमेंट उसमें जा सकती है. लेट मी शो यू. ये देखो, ये दूसरा क्वेश्चन है. Let's read the question. There seems to be an increasing trend towards reading e-books instead of paper books. What are the advantages and disadvantages of this trend? मैंने क्वेश्चन चेंज कर दिया. अब ये क्वेश्चन है हमारा ई-बुक्स एंड पेपर बुक्स के ऊपर. पिछला क्वेश्चन था हमारा एग्जाम्स के ऊपर. मैंने आपको एक एग्जाम्पल दिया वर्क फ्रॉम होम के ऊपर. इन सारे डिफरेंट कॉन्टेक्स्ट में ये एक ही स्टेटमेंट फिट हो रही है. लेट्स रीड दिस. हाउ आई एम राइटिंग माई इंट्रोडक्शन पैराग्राफ. आई एम सेइंग with the increasing popularity of e-books, a decline in the use of paperbacks is being observed. There are several benefits. आ गई वही स्टेटमेंट फिर से. There are several benefits and drawbacks of this situation which will be discussed in this essay. तो मतलब क्या है इसका? अगर एक ही स्टेटमेंट आप अलग अलग ऐसे अलग अलग टॉपिक्स में फिट कर पा रहे हो, दैट मीन्स वो रटी रटाई लैंग्वेज है. दैट मीन्स इट इज योर क्रैम्ड लैंग्वेज विच यू आर नॉट सपोज टू यूज. सो इसकी जगह क्या कर सकते हैं? हाउ टू करेक्ट दिस थिंग? यू नीड टू मेक इट कॉन्टेक्स्ट स्पेसिफिक. व्हाट डू आई मीन बाय दैट? आपको अपनी इस स्टेटमेंट को कॉन्टेक्स्ट स्पेसिफिक बनाना पड़ेगा. कैसे करोगे वो आप? कॉन्टेक्स्ट स्पेसिफिक का मतलब होता है कि आपको इसमें कुछ ऐसे वर्ड्स डालने पड़ेंगे इस स्टेटमेंट में जो सिर्फ इस टॉपिक के साथ जाएं. कुछ ऐसी वोकैबुलरी डालनी पड़ेगी या फिर आइडियाज डालने पड़ेंगे विच आर ओनली रेलिवेंट टू द गिवन प्रॉम्प्ट, नॉट विद एवरी प्रॉम्प्ट. लेट मी शो यू द करेक्शन नाउ. So the same question and I have now corrected the statement. I am saying while there are benefits of this shift such as, मैंने idea लिख दिया, such as reduction in the usage of paper. There are also some drawbacks like increased screen time. That is it, as simple as that. अगर आपको आपके इंट्रोडक्शन पैराग्राफ में थीसिस स्टेटमेंट, ये हम बात करेंगे आने वाले क्लासेस में, थीसिस क्या होता है, इंट्रोडक्शन में क्या जाता है, बट अगर आपको अपने इंट्रोडक्शन पैराग्राफ में कॉन्टेक्स्ट स्पेसिफिक स्टेटमेंट लिखनी है, थीसिस स्टेटमेंट को कॉन्टेक्स्ट स्पेसिफिक बनाना है, तो सबसे सिंपल चीज़ जो आप कर सकते हो, एक आइडिया रिवील कर दो, एक या दो आइडियाज रिवील कर दो. दैट इज इट. आइडियाज किससे रिलेटेड? द टॉपिक, द एसे prompt that has been given to you, of course. So automatically the paragraph, the statement will become context specific. That was your don't number 3. Now let's move ahead and see what else we have got over here. Yes, this is our don't number 4, which says revealing too many ideas in the introduction paragraph. Please aisa mat karna, it will take down your score. Let's read this. So the question over here says there seems to be an increasing trend towards reading e-books instead of paper books. What are the advantages of this trend? आपसे सिर्फ अब advantage पूछे जा रहे हैं same prompt के, that e-books का increment हो रहा है and paperbacks का decline हो रहा है, right? Now how I've written this? I'm saying with the increasing popularity, this is introduction paragraph by the way. I'm saying with the increasing popularity of e-books, a decline in the use of paperbacks is being observed. Here comes my thesis, there are many significant benefits of this development, such as availability of books at cheaper prices, my idea number 1. Convenience, my idea number 2. Enhanced features, my idea number 3. And reduction in the use of paper, idea number 4. And I have seen these kind of essays over and over again, jahan pe introduction paragraph is loaded with too many ideas. Please don't do that. It will go against you. We need to keep introduction paragraph crisp. We don't need to make it look bulky. That was about 4 don'ts that we have discussed in today's class. Now let me show you the different types of prompts that you may get on the day of exam. Okay, here we have the correction of the same thing. I am saying now there are many significant benefits of this development, such as availability of books at cheaper prices and enhanced features. That's it. At the most 2 ideas, not more than that at any cost. और एक चीज और जो आपको नहीं करनी है, 2 आइडियाज लिख दिए फाइन, लेकिन इंट्रोडक्शन पैराग्राफ में इन आइडियाज को प्लीज एक्सप्लेन मत करना. Do not do any explanation of these ideas in the introduction paragraph. We will do that in our body paragraphs only, not here at any cost. Now let's move ahead and see the types of IELTS essays that you may get on the day of exam. The very first type is opinion essay. See, there are these 5 major categories which I'll show you, but under these categories also, we have various possibilities. So let's see what these various possibilities are. Opinion essay अगर आ जाता है, so I have shown you 3 possibilities here. Number 1, the question says government should spend money on railways rather than roads. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement? They are saying to what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement. So opinion तो आपको देना है. They are clearly asking for your opinion. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement? Now this word, because of this word extent, we can have a partial stand also. We can have a partial stand also. What is partial stand? You can say that it is the need of the hour for the government to spend equally on railways and roads, since they are vital aspects of our infrastructure. So हमने क्या बोल दिया अपने opinion में कि भाई दोनों important है, दोनों पे spend करना चाहिए government को, मैं किसी एक के favor में नहीं हूँ. That can be done here, or you can take a one-sided stand also. One-sided stand means आप बोल रहे हो कि नहीं, roads are a priority. Roads should be a priority for governments to spend money on. या फिर आप बोल रहे हो trains should be a priority for governments to spend money on. Now you are taking one-sided stand. So इस possibility में वो हम कर सकते हैं. That is our choice कि हमें partial stand लेना है या फिर हमें clear cut one-sided stand लेना है. And दोनों cases में ऐसे कैसे develop होगा? In the coming classes, not today. Let's take a look at the second version now. So here it says, in some areas of the US, a curfew is imposed in which teenagers are not allowed to be out of doors after a particular time at night unless they are accompanied by an adult. What is your opinion about this? This is the second possibility. यहाँ पे आपसे agree disagree वाली language में नहीं पूछा जा रहा है. They are only asking what is your opinion about this. Again, here also we have both the 2 options. You can have one-sided stand. आप बोल सकते हो that this is something which is a very judicious decision taken by government. Government ने अच्छा decision लिया है. आप ये भी बोल सकते हो that this is something that does not make sense. I mean, this is informal language, but आप इसके against भी opinion दे सकते हो that this is not fair because teenagers are entitled to their movement. They should have freedom. So you can have one-sided stand. Government के favor में भी हो सकता है वो, government के against भी हो सकता है. You can have a partial stand also. You can have a partial stand also. You can say that, okay, fine, that government has taken this curfew, fine, but there should not be so many restrictions on teenagers. They should be given more liberties. That would be probably a partial stand on this prompt. I personally, if I am given this prompt on the day of exam, I would take a complete stand, because complete stand for many students I have seen is easy to develop further. Moving on, the third criteria over here, the third possibility says, it is sometimes said that people should be encouraged to get married before they are 30, as this is best for both individual and for society. Do you agree or disagree? Now you don't have a choice. They have given you this conjunction or. Now you can either go in this direction or you can go in this direction. Either you can completely agree or you can completely disagree. Now you can't have a partial stand. So here you don't have a choice. You'll take a one-sided stand here. We'll see these possibilities in detail in the coming classes, but giving you a brief कि opinion किस तरह से दिया जा सकता है. Moving on now, and let's see what is the second type of IELTS essay. This was opinion essay. Now let's see what is the second type of essay that you may be given on the day of exam. Okay, now it's causes and solution essay. So here it says, some people get into debt by buying things they do not need and cannot afford. And then we have two questions over here. What are the reasons for this behavior? And second question says, what actions can be taken to prevent people from having this problem? That means second question में आपसे solutions पूछे जा रहे हैं, that what can be done so that this problem can be tackled, and here very clearly they are asking for reasons. We call this causes solution essay, we call this problem solution essay, but you have to keep one thing in mind. जैसे ही problem statement देखी, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है that you have to write reasons and solutions only. They can ask other things also. So you will have to understand question को देख के intricately समझ के कि exactly पूछा क्या जा रहा है, because in every case they will not ask reasons and solutions. Let me give you one example. Let's imagine that the question is talking about unemployment. Now this is also a huge problem, right? Let's say that the context is about unemployment in the prompt, and then they are asking, what problems does it create? What problems does it create? Now what? उन्होंने पहले तो आपको प्रॉब्लम दे दी, अब क्या पूछ रहे हैं? Now they are not asking for reasons and solutions, they are asking for further problems कि इस एक प्रॉब्लम की वजह से और क्या प्रॉब्लम्स क्रिएट होती हैं सोसाइटी में, right? So you have to understand exactly what is being asked. अब इस क्वेश्चन में what problems does it create? इस क्वेश्चन में we can't write reasons and solutions. This question will be entirely about problems, impacts of unemployment. That was second possibility. Moving on to the third one now, the discussion essay, the elephant in the room, because we have got a lot to understand about discussion essay. Of course, not today, but let's understand कि ये होता क्या है. So the question over here says, some people say that the main environmental problem of our time is the loss of particular species of plants and animals. Others say that there are more important environmental problems. Discuss both these views and give your opinion. Now, before I make you understand कि इसमें करना क्या होता है, understand one thing. आपका ओपिनियन सिर्फ ओपिनियन ऐसे में नहीं पूछा जाएगा. Your opinion can be asked anywhere. It can be asked in discussion essay. It can be asked in direct question essay. Your opinion can be asked in advantage disadvantage essay also. So be mentally prepared. You'll have to understand whether my opinion is being asked or not. And not every time will they use this language, do you think? Without using that phrase also, many times they ask your opinion. So intricately understand the question, and if your opinion is asked, make sure you are giving it very clearly. Coming to this prompt now, यहाँ पे क्या requirement है prompt की? The prompt says, discuss both these views and give your opinion. Let's imagine आप किसके favor में हो कि biggest problem क्या है? Let's imagine you are saying, that I'm in the favor of this viewpoint. According to you, there are more important environmental problems as opposed to loss of particular species of plants and animals. आप कहते हो कि ये मेरे लिए सबसे major problem नहीं है, मेरे लिए अलग environmental problems हैं जो ज़्यादा major problems हैं. If you are taking a clear stand, very good first of all. Secondly, even if you are in the favor of this viewpoint, आप दूसरा opposite जो viewpoint है, you can't ignore that, you can't forget that. And if you do that, the task response score straight away comes to 5 bands. So please address both the viewpoints, because यही तो question कह रहा है. Question is saying discuss both these views. So if the question is saying discuss both these views and you are discussing only that one which you are in favor of, the task response score comes down to straight away 5 bands. That was your discussion essay, which will always have two sides of the coin. I mean, they'll give you debatable ideas in discussion essay. Some people say this, whereas other people say that. Discuss both the views and give your opinion. That would be discussion essay. Moving on now. The fourth possibility is direct question essay. What happens here? Let's read the prompt first. So the question over here says, the prompt says, many people like to wear fashionable clothes. Why do you think this is the case? Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Two questions are asked. Direct question essay में क्या होता है? Any random piece of information will be given to you. It can be anything about success, about ambition, about money, about news. Here it's about fashion. So they'll give you any random piece of information, and related to that information, they may ask you just a single question. They may ask you two questions like in this one, they may ask you 3 questions as well. And whatever number of questions are being asked, you have to address them in detail. So that's your direct question essay. अब यहाँ पे भी देख लो, they are asking for your opinion in direct question essay also. They are saying, is this a good thing or bad thing? So you'll have to take a clear stand, and or agya means no partial stand, only one-sided stand. Either say it is good or say it is bad. Don't go in both the directions. Don't sit on the fence. Moving on, advantages and disadvantages essay. All right. It says, in the past, when students did a university degree, they tended to study in their own country. Nowadays, they have more opportunity to study abroad. What are the advantages and disadvantages of this development? Now, in advantage disadvantage essay also, there are 2 to 3 possibilities. This is your possibility number 1. जहाँ पे सिर्फ क्या पूछा जा रहा है, they are only asking for advantages and disadvantages. They are not asking for your opinion. But many times, especially I have observed in academic IELTS, question paper तो नहीं मिलता है, but what students report us, I'm talking about that. So they do get advantage, disadvantage, wherein the opinion is asked along with advantage, disadvantage. तो उसमें क्या language आती है? उसमें इस तरह की language आएगी. Do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? This is your second possibility. ऊपर context same रहेगा about studying abroad, and then here in place of this question they will ask you this question. They would say, do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? So in this case also, of course, आपके ऐसे में advantage disadvantage तो आएंगे ही, but you will take a very clear stand that which side is heavier, which side is more dominating. Is it the advantage side or the disadvantage side? And whatever stand you are taking, then you'll have to prove that as well. There is a third possibility also. Just to show you another one, they sometimes ask this kind of language. They may say, are there more advantages or more disadvantages? Why I have written this one on screen on purpose? Because यहाँ पे do you think phrase नहीं है. and without that phrase they are still asking for your opinion. So the question language is, are there more advantages or more disadvantages? Number one, there's not that phrase, do you think, is missing over here. Still your opinion is asked. You have to take a stand and you need to tell the examiner कि कौन सी side आपके लिए ज़्यादा dominating है. That is number one. Number two, this essay will become one-sided essay because here you have or in the middle. So either you go in this direction or in that direction, but not both. So this is going to be a one-sided essay. So if you were saying, let's say that there are more advantages, then the entire essay is going to be about advantages. Then we'll skip the disadvantages in that case. So these are some possibilities I really wanted to show you, which in coming classes we will dive more in detail. Now let's do one final thing before wrapping up the session. So here I have got a list of relevant and irrelevant ideas. Let's see if you can pick out which ones are relevant and which ones are irrelevant. So the question is, many people like to wear fashionable clothes. Why do you think this is the case? The very first point over here says it makes them feel confident. Second one, peer pressure. Peer pressure क्या हो रहा है? क्या होता है? Friends में and relatives में अगर किसी ने fashionable clothes पहने, then you also feel like, being at par with them. That is peer pressure. Fashion designing is a good career option. People color their hair to look fashionable. Some garments are of cheap quality. People want to flaunt their images on social media. Very clearly, we have three wrong ideas here. Three incorrect, irrelevant ideas. What are they? Fashion designing is a good career option. Wrong. People color their hair to look fashionable. Wrong. Some garments are of cheap quality. Wrong. So relevant ideas are, it makes them feel confident. They wear fashionable clothes because of peer pressure, societal pressure, and they want to flaunt their images on social media. These are your real, or I would say relevant ideas. The irrelevant are crossed out. And that is about it for today, guys. I hope it all made sense to you. Now I will see you in the very next class that we have in the coming week. Thank you very much.